Hello viewers, and welcome to a new STM32 World video. This video is going to be a relatively short video, which is kind of a filler video because it comes to create a logical step from one video to another. And it will be mainly about the ordering process of fully assembled PCBs, so PCB and assembly and components and the whole lot. Now, about a week ago, I published, well, at the time of recording, it was published a couple of days ago. This was recorded last week, a video about my thoughts about making a better STM32 programmer, and that video has been published, and I'll urge you to go back and watch that video. And after I recorded that video, I created the PCB, I created an idea, and I wasn't sure if I was going to order it, but at that time I was actually talking to a contact I have in JLCPCB, and they said they would be happy to sponsor the production of these. So I actually put in an order, and I am currently waiting for that order. If we go to JLCPCB, we can see my order history here. And you can see that there is this one, and this one contains multiple things, but it contains this cover for the new ST-Link, and it contains the ST-Link itself. So they're not fully finished yet, and PCB unfortunately is closed for holiday the rest of the week, so it will be late next week that I have this. So I thought I would make this small filler video to show you a few tricks in the ordering process of these boards at JLCPCB. Now, I already put in the order, but I'll go through exactly how this order was created, minus the 2 extra boards that are here, which are not relevant for this discussion. That will come in a later video. So, in KiCAD, where I'm making all this, I have the ST-Link device, and it looks like this. Let me remove there. So if we look at the 3D viewer of this, that is how this board is looking, and you will notice that there is a white square on the back side. I'll get back to why this is a cell screen, and it's exactly 10 times 10 times 10 millimeter exactly. So let's order this board. So first step in the ordering process is to go in and create my all the destinations. It'll do the DRC check, it'll export the gerbers, it'll export the drill file, it'll export bill of material, the whole lot in one directory on my drive. So let's go in and start the ordering process. So I go in and I say order now. The first step in the ordering process is always to upload those gerber files, which are always zipped together in one archive together with the drill files. So it is one archive with drill files and gerbers for each layer. There's an explanation to JLCPCB how to produce these PCBs. There we go. The file has been uploaded and it will show the PCB, the top side and the bottom side up here. And it's a good idea at this point just to see, run a sanity check that everything looks okay. Particularly, I have a couple of times forgotten the drill file, then it will not show the holes, and it's a good idea to check. Now, the gerbers contain the size of the board and the number of layers. So JLCPCB will automatically detect the size of this board and the number of layers. And you can put in your order quantity, how many PCBs do you want made. Now, one thing it does not contain is the thickness of the PCB and the color of the solder mask. So you can change that here. I normally go down to 1.2 unless it's a very big board like this. I made in 1.6, so it's not flexing. But this one, 1.2 is more than enough. The last thing I need to do here actually is I need to mark the PCB. Normally I would just set the serial number, but I have been experimenting with putting a barcode in instead, a QR code instead, and that is actually really cool. And that is what that 10x10 square on the silk screen was for, so you can specify the position like that. Yeah, well, let's just go with the default. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to actually produce this one. It's already, the process is already going. Now, there are a ton of other options you can set and some advanced options, but this is kind of the default I'm always setting. So you will have the number of layers, the material, which I'm always doing FR4, the size, the number you want, and the thickness and the solder mask. I'm not going to worry with the solder mask in this. That is about it. So now I can add the assembly. That is a PCB order. So add assembly. Now, first of all, these cheap assembly orders, you can only do single-sided assembly. So you have to pick which side of the board you actually want to assemble on, and I have made this one-sided. All the components go on that side. You can select the PCBA type, economic, standard. If you can get away with economic, do that. And how many you would assemble. It is possible to make more PCB than you do assembly. So you could say, I only want 2 of these, which will reduce the cost of component. But I normally I'll just order the same. So that is about it. That is all I'm doing here. One thing that is worth noticing is that JLCPCB, when they manufacture boards, I don't know if I have one I can show you. Let me go big. I don't know if this can actually show, but here's an example of an STM32 World board. And you will notice that there is a couple of holes. There's one down there. You probably can't see that. And there's a hole up here. They're called tooling holes, fiducial holes by JLCPCB, and they are necessary for their ordering process. Now, you can tell them, you just add them wherever, and they will usually place them. They won't go straight through some silk screen. They'll try to avoid anything critical. But if you want to, you can add your own and then tell JLCPCB exactly where you want them. You have to go in and read the information on how to do that. But that is about it. So you click next. Now this page, I always stop and think. I mentioned earlier that I a couple of times have forgotten to add the drill files. That will be obvious here that all the wires and all the holes are not drills. So time to check that this one looks reasonable, but I've already checked that. So let me move on. And here, so we get to a screen where we need to add a bill of material and a positioning file. So I have exported these as part of the job set over here. So I will have my bill of material here. So I add the bill of material and I add the positioning file, which is this one. It is two comma separated files, that's it, and then I say process that. So now it should come up with the components, and this is where you check that all your components were actually in stock. It is sometimes you end up with a component that is not in stock, but in this case I have 20 parts detected and 20 parts confirmed, so it is highly likely that all the components are here. And you can go through some bases. Occasionally a mistake I have made a couple of times is I ended up using an extended component where a basic could have done fine, but in this case it looks okay. I don't know why that one is extended. Extended components are a little more expensive. The price of the components are the same. They're not big, but for each extended component on each order, there is a surcharge of $3. So it adds up pretty quickly. In this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 extended components, so that's $15 extra on the order just for that. So if I'm happy with that, click next. Now it will show me the placement of the component, and this is the place to really stop and check, because sometimes these components get rotated wrongly, they get mounted offset, so you have to check that all these components line up with their footprints and that they are oriented in the right way. And in this case, that is really the case. Everything looks the way it should, so I can just click next. And it will give me the final price. So 5 of these will cost me $42, where $7 is the PCB and $35 are the components. But notice, oh, I thought it was 15. They gave me a discount there, I guess. So $12 for the components, but there's also a setup fee. They have to make a stencil to be able to do the solder deposit, and I don't know why this one is extra assembly down here. No, that's probably per component. There is a like 0.1 cent per component they put on, and that's probably it. So that is about it, and I can now save this to the card. Oh, I have to select what is this for. I usually just go in and say it's a development board. I don't know if there's any. Well, I'm not lying. It is a development board, so it's okay. So now that has been saved to my card. So if I go in and I look at my card, oh, I must have done more than, hang on. Let's select all. Let me do this again, because this. So now my cart is empty. So let's go through quickly. Let's go through that ordering process again. So add gerber files, zip. There, 1.2. Specify the 1010, specify position, barcode and number, submit, and that is all there. Go in here, next, next, add the BOM, add the POS, save that, check the bill of material. I mean, first hint is up here in the top wait until it gets here. If there's less parts confirmed than parts detected, you should check what it is. But in this case, all the parts are there, and so I just click next. And the positioning, verify the positioning, all the components are correct. There, and click next. And save the, always forget that. Development board, save the card. So now we have the ST-Link device in our cart. There. Shopping cart. So oh, I confused myself there. So that is it, and we could check it out now for 36. But what I wanted to show you is that you can combine orders. So I want to add that cover as well. So let's click over here at Add Item. Then it'll go to a whole new ordering process, but for the same product. So let's go up and take my cover, which I have also created a zip file of using the Jobset. In that project is two different KiCAD projects, but that is besides the point. There you have it. So this is the one thing to notice is this one I'm not using this the barcode. I'm using as specify the order position. If you don't do that, it is most likely that JLCPCB would put their serial number on the front of the board. I want it to be on the back in this case. Now this one doesn't need assembly, so I can just say save to card. And there we got it. View card. So I have the cover, which will take a couple of days. I have the PCB prototype, which will take 3 days. And I have the assembly, which I don't know why that takes a little longer than normal. Typically that's 1 or 2 days. But I don't know. It's probably because of the there's a couple of tricky components. There's the USB connector, and there is the what's it called, the IDC connector. So that is about it. So now secure checkout, done deal. About a week later, you will have them on your table, and it cannot be easier. You don't have to worry about stocking up components and then you're missing one and it delays. It's just a lot easier, and no soldering is necessary, and I don't have to wear my glasses all the time. These glasses are not even strong enough for me to solder, so there is that. So anyway, I am looking forward to receiving these boards, which in this case has been sponsored by JLCPCB. So I should have those next week, and I'll do a couple of videos on this new ST-Link device. I think I have gotten the standoffs. I ordered those. No, I actually picked them up. So I have it's here. So I have these standoffs already ready to stick into this board once I receive it, and that's it. As usual, please do like and subscribe, and it helps the channel a lot. If nobody likes, get no views. So please do like and subscribe, and please have a wonderful rest of the day.